Welcome everybody to what is definitely our brave new world, and probably like me, you've been sitting at home during this lockdown, enjoying all the great content that Motor Trend has to offer, especially some of that fantastic stuff from the archives. But probably like me, you're looking forward to something new, something refreshing, something inspirational, which is why we're all gathered around the screens across the world today to enjoy the reveal of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80. Before I do introduce our guests, I want to re-emphasize that we are abiding by all safety guidelines in the making of this broadcast. We are obviously doing this from our remote locations, but our cameraman Harris is actually using full protective gear and his own equipment that he owns outright. So absolutely adhering to the social distancing. Well, let's kick it off, and I'm going to bring on my great friend, Ed Lowe, who is head of editorial at Motor Trend Group. Ed, how you doing, mate?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Good to see you on camera. This is what a wonderful opportunity. I'm so excited, as you said, to be able to get to do this, to get some new content going. This is awesome. So I'm very excited.
I bet when you started your career, you never knew or never even conceived that you'd be doing a car reveal remotely using basically a digital platform.
No, never. And I've done some really weird things in my career, but this is definitely a first for me, as I think it is probably for you and our special guest.
Well, talking about our special guest, let's bring him on. Mark Del Rosso, President and CEO of Genesis Motor North America. Mark, how are you? You there?
Gentlemen, hello. It's so good to see you. I first and foremost, I trust this finds you and your family safe, healthy, and secure during the crisis. And to all the Motor Trend fans, I hope that everyone is safe and healthy and making it through the crisis. But this is a remarkable opportunity to be here and share Genesis with all of your fans.
Well, I'm going to ask you the same thing. I bet when we know how long these cars take to literally get from design stage through to final build to one sitting in your driveway, I bet you didn't imagine that the reveal for you would take place outside your house.
Yeah, well, I should welcome all the fans of Motor Trend to my home. This is my residence in Los Angeles. You know, our company is a very authentic company. We wanted to do this to really bring some content and some joy of motoring. I know we're all car people. We love cars. So, today is definitely marked by an opportunity to enjoy Genesis and enjoy motoring and enjoy cars.
I mean, really, Ed, we were talking a bit earlier about where, and you can answer this, Mark, where does the G80 really fit in the overall product portfolio? Give us some insight into that.
Fantastic. So maybe if it's okay, I'll just give a little bit of background on Genesis and then definitely fit it into the portfolio. Just from a background for those fans of Motor Trend that are familiar with our company, you know, at Genesis, our existence, our passion, the painstaking effort that we put in every single moment of every single day is to design, engineer, develop, and produce the most high quality and capable vehicles on the planet. And again, don't take my word for it, but let's cite a couple of really distinguished, credible third parties. J.D. Power and Associates, they conduct what's known as the initial quality study, where they go out and they ask customers about the quality of their vehicles. When you look at Genesis, Genesis led the industry. When we looked at IQS, initial quality study from J.D. Power, and also vehicle dependability study, Genesis once again led the industry. In fact, the classic model that the new 2020 G80 is replacing was ranked the highest in dependability within its given segment. And then another real true proof point, which I think is really super important, the Institute of Insurance Institute of Highway Safety, we are the only brand that our entire portfolio is ranked at their highest ranking for safety, top safety pick plus. So from a proof point of view, and as you know, with the fall 2018, we brought the G70 into the market. And with the G70, within a short period of time to date, 20 major awards and accolades. In fact, 2019 Motor Trend Car of the Year. So it's really spectacular when we look at where the company has gone in such a short period of time as a young brand. But getting specifically to your question, it's really important, I think, to show the spectrum of the portfolio. So let's start with athletic elegance. So we have athletic and we have elegance. So on the athletic side, we have our sporty sedan, the G70. It's very sporty, very athletic, but yet still quite elegant. On the elegance side of the spectrum, we have G90, absolutely stunning, absolutely elegant, but still very athletic. And right in the middle in the core is the perfect balance. This idea of seamless between luxury and driving dynamic is absolutely where the 2021 new G80 fits in. So is it okay? Maybe we go around the car and I'll tell you a little bit about it. Again, this idea of athletic elegance, you know, our design team led by Luke and Sang Yup, they always say the first thing that they start with is the Genesis brand and also the DNA. Our DNA is progressive, audacious, and distinctly Korean. And I really want to highlight, if I can, you know, the logo, or I should say the brand emblem. If you can see it on my jacket, this is the face of Genesis, very recognizable, absolutely true to Genesis. People everywhere in the world will be able to identify it as a Genesis. And if you look at the logo or the emblem of the brand, let's start with the face and this idea of athletic elegance. So first and foremost, you notice the crest grille, absolutely stunning. And then we go into the quad headlamps. These are LED headlamps. And these quad lamps are actually the wings, again, going back to the logo. It really brings about this distinctive, modern, progressive look. When the designers looked at the side of the vehicle, they have this parabolic line, which starts low, raises, and then lowers again, to really provide that counterbalance of the power lines of the vehicle. You'll also notice the chrome on the side, which really accentuates for the G80, the 2021 G80, this idea of always being in motion. It always looks like it's moving forward. It's absolutely ready to pounce. And when we look at the back of the car is tapered and also very, very dramatic. It's very similar, being a car guy, again, when you think of 60s vintage race cars, maybe a 250 GTO, maybe a Shelby Daytona Coupe. You know, you really get into this idea of very, very pronounced, very taper, very dramatic. And again, picking up on the crest, if you notice on the exhaust treatment, it's very much reminiscent and keeping with Genesis, very distinct, very progressive, very modern, absolutely stunning. And the first thing that you'll notice within the interior, I don't know about the viewers and the fans of auto, but sometimes, you know, interiors can be totally overdone, this abundance of technology, this abundance of switchgear. For us at Genesis, we have this idea, this ethos of the beauty of white space, which is really inspired by Korean architecture. And it's almost, if you could divide the interior into two pieces or two areas. The top area provides this beautiful panoramic view. So what we've done is to pronounce this panoramic view very calming, very soothing, very beautiful. And we also lowered the height of the dash in order to create this very calming, beautiful upper end of the interior. If you go to the lower part of the interior, this is where the intuitive controls you'll find within the vehicle. The 2021 G80 is absolutely beautifully laid out and very intuitive. Whether it's the Genesis integrated controller or the transmission control dial. They're beautiful, they're stunning. They almost look like pieces of jewelry. If you think it's Napa leather, it absolutely is Napa leather. If you think it's open pore wood, it's absolutely open pore wood. If you think the switchgear is aluminum, it's absolutely aluminum. And if you think that the stainless, the grills of the Lexicon audio speakers are stainless steel, they absolutely are. So again, this beautiful treatment, the beauty of white space within the interior of the vehicle. When we look at the platform of the 2021 G80, this is the third generation of an exclusive Genesis design and platform. And let us also note that it's a rear-wheel drive platform with capability of all-wheel drive as well. Immediately, when customers look at the vehicle, they'll notice that it's lower than most competitors within the segment and wider than every competitor in the segment as well. And this really gives us an opportunity to have class-leading interior space, and also from a lowering perspective, it lowers the center of gravity, and widening the vehicle as well is good from a driving dynamic. I'd like to really talk a little bit about weight, and I know many people are racers. It's lost 240 pounds, and this is very important because as you have torsional rigidity and less weight, improved driving dynamics, improved fuel economy, acceleration, and safety, very, very important. From a power plant perspective and powertrain, two offerings, 2.5 inline four-cylinder turbocharged engine, which produces 300 horsepower and 311 foot-pounds of torque. Also, there's a 3.5 V6 turbocharged engine as well, producing 375 horsepower and 391 foot-pound of torque. So two available powertrains within the all-new 2021 G80. We also looked at this idea of making the vehicle even quieter so that you have this calming effect on the inside. So even the door sealing was improved. Engine sound insulation was improved to reduce noise. Even the wheels are reduced noise with resonance chambers in order to cut down on the noise overall. The 2021 G80 has 10 airbags, a front airbag, side airbags, and even a center airbag that helps in the event of a collision to protect the front occupants. Also, within the all-new G80, we have a system known as the Genesis Safety Platform. And then, of course, we have our systems. World's first smart cruise control with machine learning. And what this does is uses artificial intelligence to make the ride much more calming, much more soothing. If we move even further into the safety systems, we think about systems from Genesis like Highway Driving Assist 2, which when you're on the highway and you're looking to change lanes, once you put on the signal, the vehicle will maneuver with you and help you take that maneuver. If someone cuts in front of you, it will also adjust accordingly. The next piece of safety that I think is important to point out is what's known as forward collision avoidance assist. And this is where there's a monitoring system that would signal in the event of a potential collision. It warns the driver, but also will apply the brakes if necessary. Perhaps the last thing to get into is the inside of the vehicle and to really talk about this idea of executive oasis. The Lexicon audio speakers, which really has this quantum logic surround system that makes you feel like you're almost hearing a concert live. We also have another world's first, in addition to the smart cruise with machine learning, we have a ergo motion seat with 7 air cells that adjust your posture. It reduces fatigue, which is very good for the driver. and allows for greater comfort and really providing an enormous benefit. There's other opportunities. You look at the premium Generation 6 touchscreen that's also available, very beautiful, very intuitive, very easy to use. When customers compare us to any premium mid-segment luxury vehicle, they're going to look at a number of things. We are now the desired luxury choice. And what I mean by that is really two things. First, you have to point out the complimentary suite of services. So 3 years complimentary maintenance, 3 years Connect, 3 years roadside assistance. We have service valet. Many of our dealers now have sales valet to provide that benefit that luxury customers really are demanding and will demand in the future. You couple that with our absolutely clear claims on building the most dependable quality vehicles in the industry. Again, when you compare our new 2021 G80, as customers compare, our vehicle will start just under $50,000. So we'll have to talk more in a moment or at a later date of the rest of the pricing, but I really wanted to point out, I really believe that customers today are looking for the desired smart choice in excellence. We believe that it's great to be in automotive today and provide mobility and really make progress from a humanity point of view with mobility into the future. So sorry to carry on so long. I could probably talk about this all day. I would have to invite you to have dinner in the back and grill you something. But maybe I can ask you some questions, take some feedback. How do you want to do this? It's just great. I'm sorry I can't control my enthusiasm.
Bravo. Justin and I are sitting here just like staring at each other in amazement. I mean, we do this a lot. I've done a number of walkarounds at car shows. I have never seen anybody go the distance, cover off everything so impressive without missing a beat. I mean, that is, I don't know what's more impressive, your delivery right then or the vehicle. Look, while you catch your breath, Mark, I was just going to ask Justin, like, you know, I learned a bunch of things. I'm actually a little embarrassed. I didn't realize that the grille, I understood the shape of the grille mimics the Genesis logo, but it just only when you showed us, Mark, how the wings, how the bars in the lights create the wings and the logo, that really drove it home. That was really exciting for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say that obviously, as we're all self-isolating, if you could just drop one off at Ed and my house, it's more comfortable than my sofa. So I'll just go with that. We had hundreds of questions put forward by the Motor Trend audience. We just have a few we'd like to share with you. This came from Motor Trend Instagram. It would have been my question. Will there be a G80 with a manual transmission?
You know, you being a racer, and I think a lot of the Motor Trend fans are absolutely in love with performance, etc. When it comes down to manual transmission, that's for our sportiest car, and that's really, again, sporty yet does have some elegance within the G70, and I think that's the territory that we're going to continue to occupy from a manual gearbox. But I have to admit, and I want to be authentic to all your viewers because I know that that's very important, I love a manual gearbox personally. There's nothing better than 3 pedals and that clank in a gated shift. It's like music. You don't even need to listen to the radio. But the beauty of it all is, I think with the technology and you find with the performance, there's really leaving nothing left out. So please experience the transmission. Please experience the powertrain. I think everyone will be greatly impressed.
So, you know, I obviously have some questions. It's so hard to do something fresh and do something new. What was the inspiration behind the G80?
I really appreciate the question on the inspiration for the all-new 2021 G80. You know, at Genesis, we are absolutely a design-led luxury brand. And when we think about this idea of design and athletic elegance, clearly from an inspiration, it was this idea of perfect balance. We have driving dynamics along with luxury that is right at the core of Genesis. So in my opinion, I believe that customers will be absolutely thrilled. And to really get back to, Genesis is clearly positioned to be the desired smart choice for excellence for shoppers and customers that really want to purchase automotive excellence.
Well, another great question from MotorTrend Instagram, Rufus Oil Fan, is where can I purchase G80?
Well, I'm happy to report customers that want to take delivery of this tremendous 2021 Genesis G80, all new, absolutely stunning. We have 352 nationwide Genesis dealers that would be more than happy to welcome you into the Genesis family. And if you want to go ahead and reserve yours immediately today, you can go on to genesis.com and there's a reservation button, and we can go ahead and work with you to secure yours immediately. Thank you so much for that, and I hope you can get one as soon as possible.
So, what inspired the new exterior and interior color choices? I mean, there's apparently a lovely shade of green, I haven't seen it in person, in the mix for the G80.
Ed, thank you very much for the question on the exterior and interior colors. Candidly at Genesis, we feel like luxury's gotten a little bit boring. And, it's important, I think, with color to really create the imagination and creativity and really to personalize from a customer point of view. We believe this is very, very important. So I really have to believe that customers will be thrilled at the palette. It's not the boring. It's the creative, it's the excitement, it's the dynamic. Every morning when you wake up and you get into your new Genesis 2021 G80, I think you're going to be incredibly inspired and love it.
Again, this is probably another question, Mark, that you have had to answer on your global travels from MotorTrend Instagram fan Ryan Pure Year. Will Genesis make a halo car?
Thank you to Brian for his question on a halo car. Call me very much a Genesis fan. I think all of our cars are halo cars, candidly. And again, if you look at each one of them and you look at our concept vehicles, whether it was the Essentia, the Mint, and even the GV80 concept car, anything is possible when we think about halo. But I think there's a halo over the entire brand. Again, getting back to what's important, we make the highest quality, dependable, safe vehicles and most capable vehicles on the planet. Also include the suite of complementary services, which include complimentary maintenance, complimentary 3-year connect, roadside assistance, service valet, etc. We are definitely that desired smart choice for excellence within the automotive sector.
Now, I dig it, especially now that I understand it, but I think some might question, why is the grille on the G80 so big?
Yeah, I think from the Crest grille, it's absolutely fitting when you think about how our brand emblem, we have our Crest grille in the middle and then the wings on the outside. If you look at the proportions, I believe they're absolutely perfect and distinct and very much Genesis. So if we look at the Crest grille and then we look at the quad lamps, these wings that go around the vehicle, I think from a proportion perspective, it's absolutely fitting, and it gives us that easily recognizable and distinguished face of every Genesis vehicle going forward.
Well, this is actually a question that Ed and I came up with. Does Genesis plan to produce a hybrid version of the car in the future?
Justin, thank you for the question on hybrid alternative propulsion. As you know, we have incredible competency when it comes down to additional propulsion. And, clearly we've made the statement by 2021, our product lineup will expand to include a total of 6 vehicles. So we'll have G70, the all-new 2021 G80, G90. We just announced GV80, our flagship all-new SUV. We'll have another SUV that we'll add to the family. And then we've made a commitment for an EV all by calendar year 2021. So to answer directly, by 2021, we will have an EV in the Genesis family for our customers to enjoy.
And obviously this is a big thing for you in the American market. What are the top competitors for the G80?
I really want to be authentic when we think about competition. We really believe at Genesis that we're inspiring excellence. And I really believe, again, going back to this idea of being the desired smart choice within automotive today, I believe that we're incredibly relevant for today's times and even going into the future. So we're going to continue to challenge ourselves. As I said at the beginning, Genesis, we're a company that's passionate, painstaking effort in designing, developing, engineering, and producing the most dependable, reliable, safe vehicles and capable vehicles on the planet. So anything is possible, no doubt about it.
That's great, and I think Justin said it at the top. We would love the opportunity to also drive it. Hopefully you can make that happen, and maybe we can get a G80 in our driveway with the keys as well. But look, we wanted to thank you so much for giving us this chance to chat with you, for you inviting us to your home, taking the time out of your busy day, and walking us through the all-new 2021 G80. It's been an honor and a privilege. You did an amazing job. I'm stunned that you're able to rattle off every single detail as well as you did. So this was amazing on many levels. Justin?
Yeah, don't come after our jobs, please, Mark, because we can't do yours. So stay in your driveway. But I think I definitely speak on behalf of all the fans watching, in that I really hadn't realized how much I miss the vibrance and the energy that comes from seeing a new car, at its reveal, and hearing one of the best spokesperson for the brand have that enthusiasm and that passion. And all it's made me do is realize that the future is so bright when we get there. And I really like to thank you for bringing that to the table, Mark. But also for everybody watching, if you want to find out more, definitely go to genesis.com to find that out. Everybody, take care, be safe, and I'm sure we'll see you on a road somewhere very soon. Thanks for watching, and thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Ed, and thank you to the MotorTrend family. It was wonderful being with you, and I can't tell you enough how proud I am of the entire team at Genesis, the Genesis family worldwide. I really believe their painstaking efforts, their passion, this design-led luxury brand. We have a beautiful future in front of us, and I welcome any of you, and at any point in time, to really engage with us on an authentic level.